The MG Show. What real independent journalism looks like. What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Well. Welcome to the MG Show. It is, what is it, Thursday already? What is it, March 5th? Wow. Welcome to the MG Show. There is so much going on that it's hard to do in 2 hours. Shady Groove. President Trump exposes what he calls ex-MAGA.
Ex-MAGA, fake MAGA, Democrats, whatever you want to refer to them as. We kind of knew the whole time, didn't we, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show. It is Thursday. It is the time has come for us to separate the wheat from the chaff in society, around us, around you, getting rid of the toxicity in your mind. Nothing that serves you deserves you, okay? All of us need to stand together and recognize that these people are feeding us a line of BS a mile long, and if we were the old people back in the day standing next to the fence in the yard, we'd be looking at each other, looking across the street at these people, and we would all be in complete agreement.
Wow. We have the midterms coming up, and I have a feeling a clean house is very important, Shady Groove. Yes. Meaning the people on X, the doom scrollers, the black pillars, the people that are anti-Cash, anti-Tulsi Gabbard, anti-Susie Wiles, anti-everybody else, but not directly to Trump. Do you see how that works, Shady?
It's really interesting. They all find themselves a little projectile to shoot at because they're too chicken crap to shoot at the target.
Yeah, so we've got actually Donald J. Trump coming out, and it was actually, I guess it wasn't Donald Trump that called him ex-MAGA because, Q called him fake MAGA. Yes. Sleepers, yay, will shift to position, nay, okay? These are sleepers that have been embedded into our movement for a long time, and we figured it out well before, there was a couple people that figured it out before us, but they helped us as we started to learn, okay? I know you've got I might have been a fan of XYZ. I might have been a fan of this one, but you can see it yourself. Just take a step back. Are they supporting President Donald J. Trump? If they're not, you're really at a point where, it's over. We got Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes saying vote Democrat. They're out there for all to see. You got Candace Owens. You've got the Hodgkins twins, Shady Group. Tucker Carlson. Oh, by the way, guys. By the way, big news, Shady Group. Let's just get a drum roll. Alex, the Authority, is back on X. It's at _authority Q. And Dilly is already liking his posts.
That's not going to last. I predict before the end of the day that goes sour.
Well, I gave him a couple little things.
Start reposting a few of us, a few of ours there, Dilly. See if we would like those.
Yeah. Authority says hopefully, okay, you don't have to wait 583 days. You know, the first time that we were all banned, mine was 803 days. And that's a close second there. But you've gone through that twice. You actually lost your account. So you're gone the 800 and some odd days too, you know? So we're back on the battlefield. And, you know, so keep trying, guys, okay? Every month. 583 days, you heard that. So how to get back on the battlefield? You just, every month, put together a request. And the one that finally worked for him, from what I understand, is he says, hey, you know, I'm sorry if I, you know, violated any terms and conditions. I feel really bad. I won't do it again. I really miss being a part of the conversation on X. And lo and behold, his account became like locked. He opened it up because he did use the account to look at things, right? These psychological operators and whatnot. And he opened the account and it said, hey, you know, if you delete this tweet, you're good. And he's back, guys.
So taking the approach that he was apologetic as opposed to the approach that he didn't do anything wrong.
Correct.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean that you didn't do anything wrong, but it worked. And so glad to have you back, Alex. Yeah. And it's getting ready to be a really fun time, because what we're going to do now, guys, is that now that we have this distinction that is clear as day for everybody to see, now we can get away from them. Now we can actually start to separate, because a lot of people like to think that anybody that talks about conspiracies is the same as anybody else that talks about quote unquote conspiracies. But the truth of the matter is there's only one. The truth of the matter is there's only one conspiracy, and that conspiracy is that there's a global elite who think that for whatever reason, their genealogy and bloodline gives them the right to rule over us. Well, that is probably true for every other country on earth except for one. And it is not true for this one. And they've since gotten their tentacles into our country, Jeff. And we are working on getting their tentacles out of our country. You
said this line, because I read this line this morning with the I'm glad you read that line.
I got the script right here.
Who pays you? You guys do. And I want to thank
these people.
Reality Popper, 5 subscriptions to the MG Show. Thank you. E-Boyle, 1 subscription. Thank you. And Ducks, another subscription. You know, we want to make sure you guys have that red castle. That means you're a supporter of the MG Show. And you can probably get, if you just got it within the last 30 days, you can get our premium content on Fridays, where we're going over following the bloodlines, guys.
What we were just talking about, right? The real conspiracy, the actual perpetrators. You see, the guy down on the street at the corner that's taking money to do stuff for them is not the perpetrator. Yep. The perpetrators are the people that sit in High Castle. The perpetrators are the people that our forefathers shot in the face 250 years ago. Those are still the same perpetrators.
Yeah. Yeah. OG Tommy says, I'm finally able to make a live stream again.
Hey,
good to see you today, sir. I hope you have a blessed day. And we're going to get into this, Shady Groove. Let's just get into this real quick, because
let's get into it.
This is Sleepers Pro will shift position nay. Wow. So could this technically be a pesky Q-proof, Shady?
Well, of course it is.
Wow. All right. So breaking, President Trump calls out ex-MAGA traitors like Tucker Carlson, the Hodgetwins twins, and Nick Fuentes and Megyn Kelly, and that are all melting down over bold strikes crushing Iran's nuclear threat, saving America from radical Islamic chaos. And people don't realize that there are Americans over there in harm's way, okay, in the Middle East, and that means protecting Americans. We have troops there, we have contractors there, we have people there, guys. Okay, so. But guess what, guys? Trump's endorsements crushed primaries in Arkansas, North Carolina, and Texas. These losers' influence is gone. Real MAGA stands with Trump. So let's get into this. This is President Trump's post right here, Shady.
It is.
Calling it out.
And there's John Solomon, who was also, by the way, just the news is John Solomon. And John Solomon and Sarah Carter were actually very pivotal in a lot of the information that was being dug up during the Russia conspiracy, the whole Brennan Mueller report, that whole time frame. Q pointed to those two a number of times, and it's just interesting how I see, John Solomon is getting a little bit less of a traction over there on War Room. I'm hoping to see a split soon.
Authority Q gifted 20 subscriptions to the MG show, brother. Wow.
What?
And Paul Bunyan won, and we already got EMP hands, ducks, and reality. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing.
Isn't that awesome?
All right, can we let's get into this because we've been calling this out since 2023.
Well, the interesting thing is that we've been calling, effectively, we've been calling this out since the very beginning. Since we started doing the show, we've been calling this out because our target was the numbnuttery of Alex Jones and all of that nonsense that they throw at you. But what's happened is that this whole group has affiliated itself and effectively assembled itself with it and became it. So therefore, it becomes the same stench. It's exactly the same type of faux outrage. Faux outrages will never serve you guys. It's okay to be upset about things, but it's not okay to be outraged about things that don't matter so that you could get clicks on the internet. That's a completely different thing.
You should see all this. I'm being called goy. I know. So let's just get one thing straight, okay? Trump is not controlled by Bibi or Israel. You got to understand, if you've been paying attention, President Trump had the peace, what is it? The cabinet, the peace.
Yep. The Gaza peace proclamation
board or whatever, board of peace. Board of peace. Thank you. And that included Middle Eastern countries. Okay. They want prosperity. Okay. They're done with it. They're done. And they want Gaza to be a good place again, like it was back before 1946 or whatever it is, Shady. And, so what happened was the Middle Eastern people are on that board of peace. They're all working together, and they iced Bibi and Israel out, guys. Netanyahu and Israel are iced out of that. Okay. So there is no way that Israel is controlling your president. Just the facts matter, Shady.
The facts absolutely matter. And the reality of the situation is quite the opposite. And I'd like to just explain to you just really fast the way that we're inverting their spell that they put on us. What was their spell? Their spell was that they were going to engineer and completely take over the whole area, and Israel would expand. And over time, the Zionist globalists as a proxy, the globalists that have been engineering Israel that have currently they're losing control in Israel right now.
Yeah.
Bibi is helping us help them lose control in Israel. This is going on politically. Nobody's seeing it. Nobody wants you to know about it because everybody wants you to dig into this narrative that Israel is somehow an adversary to America. It's quite the opposite, actually. And you're going to see that in the coming months. You're going to see how Israel is not an adversary to America or to Donald Trump or to anything that we're trying to do. This is part of the psychological operation that they are ginning up against you. I want to explain to you.
Here we go. Shady, here we go. Agent Z IRCon is proving your point. Donald Trump is a serial rapist and a P3DO file and a mass murderer. What kind of person supports some monster like that? So this is what we're against here, guys. There is no truth to anything in this statement.
And that's the type of stuff, but that's the exact type of statements that they were running at us whenever Q was posting on the boards, and we were trying to have a conversation there. That's exactly the same thing. I want to make something clear to you. Iran touches Turkey. Okay, Turkey. You have to understand the geographical nature of what's going on. During the times of ancient times, do you think in times of the Knights Templar, the times of the Silk Road, protecting, quote unquote, what were they doing? They said they were protecting Christians. Okay, that would cross between the countries through Persia and into Turkey and over into Europe. That's what the Knights Templars, quote unquote, were supposedly doing. What they were really doing was charging people taxes to pass. You shall not pass. In other words, we'll keep you safe, like the what? What do you call that? The mafia. Okay, Templars, mafia, protect trade routes. No different. Trafficking routes right now. Turkey is pinned up against Iran, and Iran prevents people from India or Pakistan or Afghanistan from traveling through Iran into Europe or into the rest of the Middle East. So effectively, Iran has acted as this roadblock for the Middle East to do normalized business for all of our lives, our whole lifetime. That normalizing and the idea that people could one day drive from Pakistan across Iran into Turkey or into the other parts of the Middle East or into Europe, because Iran is no longer the, quote, boogeyman state of the world, will open up so much trade, Jeff. People have no idea how much this is going to open up. And this is part of the reason I'm animated about this, is because this is part of the conversation Jeff and I came to have with you. We knew this day would come, effectively.
Yeah. So let's talk about what this guy is talking about. This is Agent Zircon saying that Israel has videos of Donald. They don't. And this Agent Zircon guy is a product of this. Ex-MAGA influencers lose clout in election primaries, but Trump's still a difference maker. Many of the influencers who supported the president in 2024 have since turned against him, have effectively lost their influence. Former MAGA firebrands wielding clout. Let me just get rid of this. Wielding clout amongst President Donald Trump's base were watching their influence evaporate in Republican primaries Tuesday amid infighting, backlash, and shifting loyalties. In Tuesday's Republican primary election, Arkansas, North Carolina, and Texas, the first 2026, and remember, Donald Trump posted this article, guys, okay? The first of the 2026 midterm season, nearly every Trump-endorsed candidate won outright or advanced to run a runoff amid a crowded field. Thus far, there are only two exceptions among dozens of candidates. Sid Miller, who was endorsed for Texas Commissioner of Agriculture, and Phil Berger, endorsed for North Carolina State Senate District 26, who trailed his challenger by just 2 votes in unofficial results, potentially heading to a loss. Trump did not transpire without efforts by his detractors to prevent it. However, multiple social media influencers who once backed the 47th president have now turned away from that support and have become ardent critics. But their attempts overwhelmingly failed. You hear that, Agent Zircon? Your attempt is failing too. Tucker Carlson is in an interview coming to the joint U.S. Israel strikes on Iran called the action absolutely disgusting and evil. He added that it was effectively Israel's war, not America's, driven by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rather than the U.S. secret interest, and predicated that it would profoundly impact Trump's movement. Keith and Kevin Hodgkins twins, known collectively as the Hodgkins twins, Keith and Kevin Hodge, Shady Grove, posted multiple criticisms. Quote, freeing the people of Iran is not why I voted for Trump, they said, rejecting so-called regime change justifications and accusing Trump of being dishonest about Israel's role, while emphasizing that losing more Americans ain't worth it and that Israel should fight its own wars. Nick Fuentes, who has been harshly vocal, calling the war a betrayal and urging followers to abandon the GOP. Trump betrayed MAGA and America first, he has remarked. He has lost his mandate to govern. If you keep voting, they dragged us into a regional war with Iran. And then when you vote all for the absolute, then you will vote for absolutely anything. He described it as a war of aggression for Israel, where Americans will die and Israel can expand its borders. He pushed for a voting Democrat for sitting out in 2026 to shut the administration down, Shady. On her show, this is Megyn Kelly. She expressed skepticism and criticism, saying American service members died for Iran and Israel. She also said no one should have to die for a foreign country. Kelly, who like Tucker Carlson, previously had commentary shows on Fox News Channel, criticized the administration's perceived vague or shifting rationales, comparing it to Iraq 2023, and argued that the war is eroding support, especially among women and independents. She also questioned whether arguments that the U.S. Israeli strikes were preemptive because Iran was poised to attack first make any sense. However, in Texas, Trump's endorsements carried significant weight in the primary, guys. I mean, this is huge, particularly for statewide incumbents in many congressional seats. Governor Greg Abbott won decisively in his reelection bid, while Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick secured renomination with strong margins. Trump backed nearly all GOP U.S. House incumbents running in the vast majority and faced minimal opposition or safe red-run districts, including Nathan Moran in the 1st District, August Pfluger in the 11th District. However, Rep. Tony Gonzalez, who had Trump's endorsement earlier, then declined to endorse and then fell short of an outright win. So in North Carolina, Trump proved effective for most of his dozens of endorsement in the primary. This is huge. Several endorsed U.S. House incumbents, Greg Murphy, Virginia Fox. And remember, Flynn endorsed some guy that couldn't win, Shady Grove. What was
got 10%.
Yeah, single digits, actually.
Was it? Okay, well, I was being kind.
Yeah. Single digits. So anyways, so you got in there, you've got the Hodgkins twins, okay? You've got Tucker Carlson, you've got Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and, we can add to that list because we know that, Fuentes is on Alex Jones. Hodgkins twins is with Flynn. Megyn Kelly, she might be, who's she with? Candace? Because she was protecting Candace Owens, remember? So are they being paid by foreign influence to be asshats? Question.
Absolutely. They're 100% paid. They were being paid to be cooperative during the time that they were being cooperative until the time came for the switch to flip. And let's just take ourselves back for a second to the other two debacles, Afghanistan and Iraq. Is there do you think that there's potentially a specific reason that the powers that be, that the globalists wanted America to see that America is nothing but a big failure? Did they do that to you in Vietnam? Did they do that to you in Iraq and Kuwait and Afghanistan, and do nothing but show you that every time America gets involved in something, it's nothing but a big debacle? But previous to that, World War II and before, America was always the one that stood up in the gap, and everybody else set the hell down, and we got to business, and the business got done, and everybody went home happy. That's the difference. The difference is Donald Trump is taking us back to the latter, not the previous. The previous was an engineered operation to prove to you that you could never trust your government to do something like this because your government is inept. Well, your government is only as inept as the inept people that occupy it. If you have good, decent human beings occupying the positions of your government can be very, very effective if it's wielded by we the people, which I feel this administration is wielded by we the people, Jeff, because I think that the 78 million of us got together and got him back in there. And for the most part, I was seeing you saying today that you're seeing similar polls to what we stated here yesterday, over 80% support for this Iran operation. Why? Because people are seeing results. They're not seeing inadequacies. They're not seeing failure. They're not seeing incompetence. You were washed over with nothing but failure and incompetence, and you were told that was success. This is how it's different. And Tucker and all these people that we're identifying right now are born of the neocon cloth.
And what you're going to learn. Hey, daughter of a pal, what's up, Anna? And see you here. Thank you so much. And you're going to learn something because people are saying that they go other places to get their news, and you're going to find out that they blame it maybe on Britain only, right? You're going to realize that it's the Jews. But let's listen to what we've learned and take note, because we're following the actual bloodlines, guys. Okay, and this is from Bill Cooper, Shady Group. You ready?
I think that this is the appropriate time. I know exactly what this is.
People who still come to me all the time and say, Bill, you're all wrong. It's the Jews. The Jews are subverting the world. Man, it's not the Jews. It's not the Catholics. It's not the blacks. It's these men who belong to the ancient mystery schools, who meet in secret and decide the fate of the world. And they belong to all different races and all different nationalities and all different religions to the public point of view. But in secret, it's a different story. People.
It's not the Jews, guys. It's the dark, occult, elite priests. Most of them are intel agents, okay? And, it's very interesting, Shady, that people just can't understand that they don't want you. And that's why we got so attacked on the paysours, because the paysours is where the money came from, okay? And that's who pays all these, secret societies. They're all part of the same bloodline cult, Shady Groove.
Everybody wants to think they're clean.
Yep.
You see, we all, say if you're a Christian, you want to think, oh, well, there's no Christians doing this. And if you're a Muslim, there's no Muslims doing it. If you're Jewish, you think, oh, there's no Jewish people doing this, right? If you're a Republican, you think, oh, no Republicans are doing what the fake MAGA are doing. If you're a Democrat, you think, oh, no Democrats are doing what MAGA says that they're doing. So everybody wants their side to be clean, and that's a bias that comes along with humanity, and we have to factor that in. We don't want to be associated with these people. Hell no. But the reality of the situation is they're associated with all of us. They are associated with Jewish people. They've infected the Muslim organizations, and they've infected the Christian organizations. And whenever you talk about, the Catholic people, you're not talking about these people. When you're talking about the Jewish people, you're not talking about these people. You see, this is the distinction that no one else will make for you, that is so vital for you to, number one, not have hatred in your heart. You've got to, if you have hatred in your heart for any single individual, if it exists, if hatred burns in your heart for any single individual or group of individuals, the problem is you. Yeah. You've got to fix that first. Then we can have a bigger conversation. Think mirror. But if you have love in your heart, what you will see is that everybody should be graded on their actions. Each individual should be graded on their actions. And right now, the individuals that should be graded on their actions is Donald J. Trump. And who is he trusting? He is trusting Bibi Netanyahu and the Israeli defense forces that are currently following orders in Iran.
They are. So, and Shady was alluding to it today, and they're all on X blackpilling you that MAGA is dead. And you saw the troll in here earlier and saying that it's all about the JESS. It's not, guys, or JEWS. It's not. It's the dark occult. This is a war. Not just flesh and blood, Shady Griff. This is a spiritual war, and they believe in stuff that you just will not understand or comprehend, Shady. Right? I mean, these people are sick, but the numbers don't lie, Shady. MAGA is alive and well, and the black pillars on X are all acting like MAGA is dead. But listen to CNN, even, Shady Griff. Check it out.
I know this is what I was talking about. Yes, I want you to hear this.
I know
Republicans love Donald Trump more than any president's own party supporters loved him at this particular point. Just take a look here. Okay, own party supporters, 21st century presidents, own party approval, about at this point in the second term. Bush was at 77%. Obama was at 77%. Look at this. 86% of Republicans approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing at this point. That is higher than either Obama or Bush had within their own party at this point. Trump's magic touch has not seen a war off yet when it comes to the Republican base.
And what kind of approval are we talking about here?
Okay, so we're talking about overall approval here. How about the strongly approved, not just like, but love. Okay, we're going to look at these same presidents again. Strong approval among your own party's base. What you see here is Trump is the only one who gets a majority at this point in their presidency. Obama was at 48%. Bush was at 47%. You see here Trump at 53%. Not as high as overall approval rating, but still getting a majority of the Republican base, at least in the average of polls, to say that they still really, really, really like him.
Okay. Wow. So, again, they are all coming in on your X and maybe your True Social, calling you names, saying that you are an Israel. No, I'm an America supporter, guys. And I understand what's happened to America via the CIA-controlled Iran, okay? And, Shady, announced it earlier today that, they stopped the oil for China. I mean, this is with Venezuela, and like you said, Shady, with Venezuela and Iran, they are cutting off China. This is 5D chess like no one's ever seen before. And the foreign influencers who are getting paid by foreign entities, or influencers that are getting paid by foreign entities, need that to stop. Okay. And it won't stop, because this is better for America, Shady. And, people are not talking about, where did Iran get that uranium, Hillary? Where did they get that uranium? Russia. Okay. There are bigger slam dunk charges coming for multiple people, in my opinion, Shady.
Yeah, and what he's talking about there is, I was speaking earlier this morning about dug in a little bit yesterday to the China and how much oil. How much oil was China getting from Iran? And roughly at a conservative estimate is about 15%. It could be up to as much as 25%. They were also getting 5 to 6% of their oil from Venezuela. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we are choking out China. They can't just find oil. That's the reason that they're buying it from Iran cheaply, is because they can't just find it. So what have they done? They've made a deal with Iran, and they gave them a bunch of plastic toys for them to prop up on top of their buildings, and they called that an air defense system. Okay, well, now the air defense system is gone. The revolution, or all the Navy, is gone. China is 20% less in the ability to take in oil, which means they've got to spend more money, and they've got to go to different places, and their ships don't have enough diesel fuel. So therefore, look at what's happening. And I want to prepare everybody, Jeff. I want to prepare you for the next stage of this. This is not just about eradicating the Iranian Navy. You are getting ready to see us eradicate the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, their army. We are getting ready to obliterate all of its infrastructure within the country of Iran. Get ready. This is not a joke. This is not Afghanistan. This is not Pakistan. Afghanistan is not Iraq. Afghanistan and Iraq were set up specifically so that the clowns that exist, the intelligence agencies, the nest is in Iran, and that nest was when we were putting troops around the nest so that the nest could attack our troops and we could virtue signal and make the defense contractors rich. Well, what happens if we destroy all that BS?
Yeah. Shady, I got breaking news. This is Bigger Truth. We talked about him yesterday when he called Cash's book is crapped. It's crap. Okay. It's an outline for a Flynn crap movie. And he was putting out garbage report claiming it was evidence. So he deleted it.
He deleted that?
Yeah. That's why we screenshot, Scott. Okay.
Oh, wow. That was up yesterday, sir.
Yes, it was.
Oh, run it to delete your criticisms of Cash Patel, where you're calling Cash's. And if it was not for Cash Patel, there would be no Devin Nunes investigation. None of this stuff would have ever come to light. And I did not realize that this little jackwagon was over there like trashing Cash Patel like this, or I would have had a lot more to say to his little monkey flopping.
So he's no different than all the other operators. He is one of these ex-MAGA, in my opinion, guys. I'm sorry.
There's no difference. What's the difference between him and the media people calling him Trash Patel and we the media and Patel Patriots stealing his name?
Yeah, nothing.
It's the same exact type of operations. Oh, you got Dilly out there going after Tulsi Gabbard. The last person in the world that you should be thinking has a lick of common sense is Brandon Dilly.
Yeah. Maggie says, it's okay. I'm not going to get into that because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than the city of London, guys. It's bigger than, we need to cut ties with the UK. We did. People are not looking at the Federal Reserve, what's happening there. People are not looking at what President Trump is doing. It's much more than the city of London, guys. Well, it really is.
That's one point of the 3 points of the global control system.
Correct.
The Federal Reserve is what they're controlling. So the Federal Reserve, imagine the Federal Reserve is in the middle. Washington, D.C., City of London, and the Vatican are the 3 points of protection of the Federal Reserve. That's the little nest egg. That's our money system. That's why they all come to the trough and say, oh, well, you should be sending Egypt $300 billion every year. That's the financial aspect of that is the idea that they're controlling the value of our currency, not our currency specifically, the value of it.
Yeah, exactly right. So, I understand, that, we have this show and, we go deeper than that. We go with the bloodlines. I mean, the bloodlines are the control mechanisms, guys, and they're being disassembled just bit by bit, piece by piece. Disassemble?
Disassemble, Johnny Five?
No, disassemble number 5. And so what happens when you are a victim of it's the GEOOS's. Who is that? What happens to you when you're a victim of a psychological operation? We're going to show you right now.
Let's go.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel. Let's go. Come on, let's go. America does not want to take its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your ineptness as leaders. Out. This is wrong. And nobody wants to fight for Israel. Out. No one wants to fight for Israel.
His hand. Oh, his hand.
He's got his arm completely in the door.
His hand broke.
I'm sure. Look at that. It's completely behind the door.
Yeah. But this
Israel.
Oh my God! This is what happens when you're a victim of a psychological operation, Shady.
Well, that guy might be an agitator.
Well, let's go ahead and I'm just saying.
But what he's trying to
do
is
a psychological operation.
Correct. He's trying to incite you to do that.
Congratulations to the Hamas and the Gazans for repelling their oppressor, the Israelis, and causing the ceasefire. We must, as Palestinian supporters, watch this deal roll out and make sure it's legitimate and fair, and also continue to support Palestine with wearing keffiyehs or any type of apparel to show we are a strong front. We must continue to band together with other minorities, the elite, the immigrants, the people that are getting taken out by ICE. African Americans who have been subjugated for the longest time and who I believe are the grounds for resistance in America. They have the most experience, the most strength, and the most experience and wisdom.
Yeah, so I'm not going to play that whole thing, but you get the idea, right? The guy is like, pro-Palestine. Yeah, psycho. Now, let's follow the wives. Check out his wife here,
American.
Shady.
I lived in occupied Palestine. My name is Hanadi Ali. I'm a Raleigh-born Palestinian American. I lived in occupied Palestine for 4 to 5 years of my life. I'm here today to ask the Raleigh City Council to finally take a stand against the terror state of Israel and stop aiding in defense and industry. Logos Technologies, based in Raleigh, was acquired in 2022 by a subsidiary of Albait Systems of America, a major Israeli defense contractor.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So basically what she's saying is that, she wants North Carolina and the city of Raleigh to help Gaza when President Trump just had to board a peace, guys, to help Gaza. Okay. Without Israel in charge of it. Do you understand, Shady? I mean, he's a victim. He's a psyop-er and, trying to get other people to be psyop-ers as well. If he is a paid agitator for sure, Shady.
They're trying to confuse you so hard. They want everybody so confused. They want you to be virtue signaling for this, virtue signaling for Israel, virtue signaling for Palestine. But the big thing they don't want you to do is to talk about what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're implementing communism here, Jeff. Now listen, when we're going to implement communism, we're going to have to do it right. We're going to have to use China. We're going to have to use Iran. We're going to have to use Hezbollah. We're going to have to use Hamas. We're going to have to use Al-Qaeda. Let's sprinkle a little Taliban. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get the communism going good, and we're going to generate it from one failed state called Iran and generate it for decades. We got to send it out into different factions and call it different things, by the way. Don't call it all the same thing. Communism, that's crazy. Call it all these other different things, right? Yeah. So see, effectively, whenever you talk about the country of Iran, nobody really talks about the idea or the reality that they're communist, okay? They are a mouthpiece for the communists of China. That's who they are. That's who they are propped up by. And the communists of China are propped up by the intelligence agencies from America. And Rand Paul and all of the people from Kentucky especially, really, really like the communists and really don't think that you should be bombing them because bombing communists is bad for business.
That's right. That's right.
Is that simple enough?
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
They're the ones that want to, still continue. It's the trafficking network, guys. I mean, that's what they're controlling, that, the weapons trade. I mean, all of it, Shady.
It's all right there. And it's all being controlled by your military generals in secret.
Mm-hmm.
They think that you're never going to see it. And we can't really call it out. The only thing that we can really do as what Donald Trump is interrupt it, destroy their supply chains, because they can't go out in public and say, oh, you're screwing up our human organ trafficking supply chain out there.
Yeah. And Mikey Mariano says Islamic Nazism. You're absolutely right, because Hitler used the Muslim population in the Middle East and, sent radio signals for them to get mind controlled on anti-Jew, because he figured, hey, the enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine, right? You see what I mean? So, yes. And, and I also want to address this really quick, Shady, unless you want to say something. Go ahead.
Very good.
Oh, I want to say this. Do you remember, why do we have Hillary Clinton up on the stand and we're talking about crap, Shady Groove? We're talking about, frazzle drip and all this psychological operation crap. Why didn't we ask her about covering up the pedophile ring when she was with the State Department? Why didn't we? So who's the real cover-upper, Shady?
It's interesting because I said it yesterday. It was like listening to nails on chalkboard. It sounded like that some of the most uninformed people in the world were sitting there getting the opportunity to question her. My line of questioning would have had nothing to do with any of that stuff.
I would have focused on Uranium One. I would have focused on the Clinton Foundation. I would have focused on the donations, the money. I would have asked for all of their financials. I mean, this is all part of Jeffrey Epstein, since he was one of the founding seeders of the Clinton Foundation, Shady.
And also there was a cooperation that we're even reading in the emails now, the cooperation between setting it up. Remember, after the presidency, after Bill Clinton's presidency, were you not aghast at the idea that he was going to foreign countries and getting $500,000 from foreign countries? We had never seen that before. Everybody acted like, oh, that's just normal. It was not normal. The media was covering for him. everybody. And that media is covering it for a very specific reason. Because what they were in the middle of was re-engineering American society to degrade it and to drive it into absolute elimination, to get rid of it. That's what they were setting up to do.
So I want to show the video about Hillary Clinton covering up a pedophile ring. You guys say Donald Trump does, but I want to raise you Hillary Clinton.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
We're here, and we are following this breaking news out of Washington. Some serious allegations this morning facing the State Department.
That's right. According to internal State Department memos, the agency might have called off or intervened in investigation into possibly illegal and inappropriate behavior within its ranks, allegedly to protect jobs and avoid scandals. This concerns the time that Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. We want to get right to NBC's Chief White House correspondent Chuck Todd with the latest. Chuck, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah. You know, there's an old saying in Washington that the cover-up is worse than the crime. But in this case, both parts of it are disturbing. Allegations of prostitution and pedophilia, and allegations that those crimes were somehow covered up or not looked into. So the State Department this morning is having to respond to those claims and those investigations of misconduct by State Department officials, including by an ambassador and security agents attached to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. And the allegations are that these investigations were whitewashed, quashed altogether, and that those orders came from high up.
NBC News has obtained documents related to ongoing investigations into some disturbing allegations involving State Department personnel and at least one ambassador. A State Department memo says the ambassador, quote, routinely ditched his protective security detail in order to solicit sexual favors from both prostitutes and minor children. The memo also says a top State Department official directed department investigators to, quote, cease the investigation into the ambassador's conduct. It's just one of what another document describes as, quote, several examples of undue influence from top state officials. On Monday, a State Department spokesperson will not confirm specific investigation.
I'm not going to talk about specific cases, but I can say broadly that the notion that we would not vigorously.
Do you see this person? She became Biden's spokeswoman as well. She was a state.
She was a good one.
Yeah, she's a Guardians of the.
Yeah, the Ruskies.
In a case, in any case,
P3DOs.
A former investigator for the department's inspector general has complained to Congress and the media that the investigations have not been thorough because of the pressure from those high-level officials.
We take every allegation of misconduct seriously, and we look into it.
It was less than 6 months ago that another major internal investigation painted Hillary Clinton's State Department in a negative light. That scathing report on the failed diplomatic security procedures in the aftermath of the Benghazi attack.
What difference at this point does it make?
Oh, God.
It is our job to figure out what happened.
As we noted, the whistleblower in this case, a member of the Inspector General investigative team at the State Department, she's gone to Congress demanding an investigation, and it's our understanding Congressman Ed Royce, the leading Republican in House Foreign Relations, says he does plan on having an investigation, and no doubt hearings are probably going to come soon as well, Savannah.
But Chuck, where are we on this? Is at this point just allegations from one whistleblower? Have they been substantiated in any way?
Savannah Guthrie.
Here's what it is. The whistleblower said report that the internal investigation having to do with how diplomatic security even investigated these allegations. That's where this scathing report came from. It's how the investigators somehow dropped the investigations, including into this ambassador and onto some other deal, including on folks that were part of security detail. So the allegations themselves haven't been fully substantiated by.
So, you know, let's just leave it there. But you got the gist of it, right? They stopped an investigation to cover up their wrongdoing. Like, why aren't we talking about that? Okay. Why are we talking about, you know, Bill Clinton and how he's Chinagate? The blue dress wasn't what happened, guys. Okay. It wasn't a Monica Lewinsky scandal. It was Chinagate, selling state secrets to China. He's a traitor, but we're worried about a blue dress, guys.
Word.
And then Hillary. I mean, you know, there's so much more on her. There's Uranium One that was through Canada. You know, people will start learning this stuff soon, and you'll find out that what Q gave us was right. And also all becoming right, Shady.
And it's also connected to a larger thing that was going on in the Middle East and what happened on 9/11 at the embassy and all of the nonsense about the video and all that crap that was pre-engineered before the attack on the consulate or the embassy or whatever that happened. Like, all of these different things happened under her watch. They were mentioning, watching Congress light their hair on fire about, we need the War Powers Act. Well, then none of them said that about Barack Obama bombing Libya.
Yep.
They didn't say a word about that. But we
Bush in Iraq.
But the reality was, Libya was a functioning country where the people of the country loved their leader.
But not from Libya.
But they liked the guy. This was not a Saddam Hussein or an Ayatollah.
That's right.
They were allowing the Libyan people to participate in the oil supply. The people in Libya were pretty, like the poverty level in Libya was very, very low.
That's right. Real quick, Shady, let me do the Rumble wallet. If you guys don't have it, we haven't had a Rumble wallet donation in a while because they can freeze your accounts. They can shut off your cards. They can lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you. They control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin or Tether. You can own Tether Gold, real gold, guys, on the blockchain. Though through Tether Gold, you actually get direct ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. This isn't paper gold. This is not an IOU. This is real gold without bank vault storage fees or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when traditional markets are closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That's the power, guys. And when you support creators like the MG Show, you can tip them directly using the Rumble wallet, peer-to-peer and outside the banking systems. No permissions, no middleman, no cancel button. The wallet is yours. Forever.
So I'd like to jump on the heels of what you were just saying there about the Rumble wallet, and I'd like to talk to you specifically about. I'm going to give you a little tool right here that you can use for your friends that are losing their minds. They're falling off the ship. They're trying to run and jump off the edge of the cliff. You're trying to reel them back in. You're like, what the hell are you doing? Oh my God, Trump is exactly like Bush. He's doing the New World Order. He's going to implement, he's working with Israel. This is the one thing that you can point to. I don't have any in my pocket, but if you do have some in your pocket, pull out some cash, lay some cash on the table, and look the person right straight in the eye and say, do you see what's laying on this table right here? If I don't have this, I don't have freedom. If I do have this, I do have freedom. My president, Donald Trump, has already implemented policies that say you will never be able to get rid of cash, and CBCDs or whatever the hell they are, digital currency is never going to be the bedrock of American monetary system. Well, the bedrock will continue to be cash. Now, why does Shady say that? Why are you talking about cash? Because the whole cornerstone of everything to do with the conspiracy against you is about getting rid of your choice. You're getting rid of your choice means getting rid of you being able to buy things without the state being able to track you buying it and or control your money because you're not saying the right things online. Do you know what cash does? That gives you freedom. If all of these people that are numb nuts like Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes want to tell you that Donald Trump is exactly like the New World Order and take you back to the Democrat Party, well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The Democrat Party will take away your cash. So, therefore, they are clearly railroading you, trying to railroad your friends back into the mindset of the neocon Cold War era that says that we are going to outlast Donald Trump and we are going to implement digital currency and we are going to take away your cash. That's what the Democrats are going to do. Make sure that you keep that close to your heart because it's a very good argument against people that are lying through their nasty teeth.
Miso North says, Shady, check the P.O. box.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I said her name right, didn't I?
You did.
I think it's Miso North. Yeah. I got it.
You did.
I got it.
You just want the compliment.
I do.
You got 3. How many? You need another one? I know.
I'm fishing for that compliment. Thank you so much, guys. It's good points, Shady Groove. I mean, I have some cash outside too, and I have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But it's going to be coming down to the wire. I mean,
my post yesterday on this, Jeff, was this: the golden age is going to be lit. America is getting ready to combine unbridled energy production and manufacturing with the world's leading AI tools, and all of us are still going to have cash.
Yeah.
That's the golden age, okay? This nonsense that this doesn't end with Donald Trump, guys. The MAGA is going to continue to whip these people well after Donald Trump. It's a movement that has lit a fire under Patriots like 1776 type fire, and 1776 type fire took about 100 years for it to sort of dim down.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow. So we're coming up to the end of the hour because we got another major Q proof as well. We've been talking about it since 2022. It's about Arabella Advisors. We're going to cover that in the second hour. Augie, how is the new Roadcaster? Liking it? Yes, it was. It sounds good, I think. And it's like the power button, Shady. Remember the?
Oh God, here we go.
I tell you, guys, my finger still hurts from trying to turn on the power button.
First world problems.
And now it's like, oh my gosh, it's nice and new and wow.
Yeah. And you're going to be gentle on it this time.
Yeah. So I want to thank everybody who helped donate towards the new Roadcaster Pro. I do appreciate it. It helps the show. Shady's actually going to get one too, and he's got it. And he has it. So if you guys want to help us get our sound a lot better and all this other stuff, we really appreciate it because we are funded by you guys. Okay. And who pays you all this weird recycled crap that all the operators use against us? Just was used against us by Scott at Bigger Truth. And it's so ridiculous, man.
A lot of the people that paid him pay us.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that went to subscribe to his numbnuttery support this show. And we graciously sent them over there too. Like, feel free to ask for a refund.
Yeah. Yeah. Really? Oh my God. It's so funny.
Because
guys.
what's coming down the pike, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm assuming the attack article on MG show is coming, but what's coming even sooner might be the idea that Q was Epstein and Bannon. This is what they're gearing up for. So, if you saw my post online and you're curious about who I'm talking about, well, that's one of them.
Yeah.
There's another one.
And, people are saying, people are saying, we didn't cover Bannon and Epstein. We certainly did.
We did 3 shows on it.
At least, right?
That was in the same post where he's asking about the MyPillow code.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it sound good, Mikey? You're a sound guy. Does the new mic sound good? Do I have it set up right?
Mine's going in this weekend, so Monday could be a fun day.
Yeah. Been a month. We're trying to set that up, Magic Woman. You don't know how busy we've been. I'm so sorry.
Trying to get that set up for tomorrow. Actually, I wanted it set up for today, but we got this other thing coming
up. The other thing got canceled.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I just now found that out.
I know, me too, because I just got a message. I do have a Rumble wallet notification, but nothing came up on the Rumble. Let me just see real quick before we get on out of here.
She's trying to get in communication with you. We saw the dates, the times that would work for you, and we're trying to fit into that, guys. I mean, doing the best we can here. Where there's a lot going on in the background.
What's going on here?
Oh no, we're 1.5 minutes away from the top of the hour.
Yeah, I can't get into my Rumble wallet right now. Yeah, no, I just can't get into it. So I have to. I don't know. But I have to redo the password and all that stuff. I guess. I don't know. Maybe somebody was trying to hack it. But we got this one too. This is going to be, I love this from Secretary Hegseth. Listen to his quote. Listen to what he says, and then cue the woke right. Here we go.
To our steadfast partner, Israel, your mission is being executed with unmatched skill and iron determination. Fighting shoulder to shoulder with such a capable ally is a true force multiplier and a breath of fresh air. We salute your courage and your contribution. 4 days in, we have only just begun to fight.
They're so triggered. I don't want to fight a war for Israel.
Wait. That's what they do, Shady Group.
I'm going to have one of those next week.
Oh my God.
It's not going to be good.
It's probably not going to be good.
It's going to be like re-voice like 24/7.
You're going to be like,
hey, good evening, Patriots.
Oh, better be careful. Oh, better be careful with that. You might be hearing that soon.
Oh, maybe you can have a special guest on.
No, I won't be having any special guests.
Well, then you guys,
they all end up crapping out on me.
And guys, please support the show. We thank you so much. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet. We'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, My Pillow mattresses and My Pillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
walk into the room, feel the weight in the air, unspoken storms, brewing hidden despair. They smile through the cracks, play the game so well, but you see the chains, hear the silent hell. They call it a gift, this piercing sight, but it's a blade in the dark, cutting through the night. Oh, the danger of seeing what others don't, unveiling the mask that the world won't confront. Once you awaken, you can't turn away. Isolation calls in the light of day. You're the mirror they fear, the truth they deny. In a play of illusions, you're the one who cries. At the party they laugh, nod and pretend, finds the answer where the questions end. But you spot the flinch, the loneliness deep, anxiety's river where the secrets sleep. Society's stage, roles locked in place. You shout from the crowd, it's all just a face. Oh, the danger of seeing what others don't, unveiling the mask that the world won't confront. Once you awaken, you can't turn away. Isolation calls in the light of day. You're the mirror they fear, the truth they deny. In a play of illusions, you're the one who cries. Like Sarah who read, souls like an open book, lost every bond, every glance she took. Do you speak the fire or swallow the flame, risk the arrows of blame or play their game? It's no switch to flip this endless view, a profound alone in a world askew. They push you aside, call you too intense, for piercing the veil, for making no pretense. But in the quiet, you know what's true. The beautiful blind live without the rule. Yet here you stand, with eyes wide clear, bearing the weight of what they won't hear. Oh, the danger of seeing what others don't, unveiling the mask the world won't confront. Once you awaken, can't turn away. The seer shadow forever to stay.
Thank you very much. That's the seer shadow. I wrote that because, you know, there's truth isolation. And once you are awake and see through the mask of society and the mainstream media and the fake news and, you know, your friends at a party all talking about stuff that you just can't, you know, comprehend or, you know, even like engage in, you know, just surface stuff, right? So I wrote this song because, you know, we are all in exile from our family that thinks Trump is bad and from, you know, the black pillars and from, you know, people in your own society. But you are what they fear because you are the mirror that and you know, have no problem telling them what is wrong and they don't like it. So that's why they abandon you. It's because of their own psychological conditioning and brainwashing, Shady.
It absolutely is, man. Welcome back. It was that's actually well said, and it's a good position for us, all of us, to start, because what we're going to do is see. The thing is, it's up to us to find them. It's up, from in here. We can go out and find them. We've got time to find them. Not all of them. We're not going to find all of them. We're going to find a lot of them, and we're going to show them something that they never thought would be the case, which is not anything to do with anything political. It has to do with what it means to be competent. Okay, and this is so important, because your society was built on competency. Your forefathers wanted everyone in this country to focus on being excellent. Bill and Ted even told you to be excellent to one another. Okay, that's exactly what the founding fathers were saying to you. We want to do the best that we can do. We want to produce the best product that we can produce. We want to shine to the world, for the rest of the world to want an American product. Well, that has been degraded, and that's what we're getting back to. And you want to talk about like all of the stuff that they're throwing at you. And I was mentioning a few things in the first hour. Here's one thing that you can look towards: competency. Competency goes along with unity and peace. People that are competent are going to be attacked the same way people that are trying to present unity, or the same people that are trying to present competence, are the type of people that you want running your government. Like, how do we not understand that? We have been awash in failure, man, over and over again. Failure. And then the next thing you know, you're starting to see the worst of the failing people get promoted. That is society inverted. We have a road to take here that is going to re-invert society back to the way it was, but it doesn't just happen overnight. We can trust Trump to be kind, thoughtful, consistent, precise, and competent. I am not seeing anything outside those lines, no matter what anybody says. No one has more information than Donald Trump. No one has more information. And all of these people, their theories rely on one center theme: that they know more than Trump.
That's right.
It's your decision about whether or not they do.
That's right. And, you got to go deleting tweets of what you said, and because we expose you. But, it's, again, truth isolation, Shady Groove. And that's kind of like the theme of that song. And it happens. And we have a clip from Bill Cooper that I'd like to play about it as well.
All right.
Here we go.
Thank you so much.
If you want to find out how quickly society can turn against one, and I'm talking seriously here, stand up and tell the truth about just anything that you want to stand up and tell the truth about. It scares the living daylights out of everyone. And so the first thing that happens is you find out who your friends are and who your friends are not, because there's a great weeding out there. And it's not anything that you do on your part or that I've done on my part. They just disappear. And you find very quickly that people are afraid to be around you, because they can see the government being upset about what you're talking about, and they can see repercussions coming, and of course they have happened and will continue to happen. And ultimately, I really believe that there will be some kind of a terminal point where they decide that they're not just not going to put up with this pest anymore, and that's going to be the end of me. We have been literally financially in the ditch. We have found it impossible to get any kind of a normal job with anyone who knows anything about what I do. You can't go to church, you can't go to cocktail parties, because everybody else is sitting around talking about the weather, or, oh, what school did you go to? And when you have done the research and arrived at some of the answers that I know to be true now, those people become like kindergarten children. They're not in the real world, and I can't engage in that kind of a conversation. So you really find yourself in another world that has nothing to do with all of the rest of the people who are running around engaged in their activities that they think are so important then. And to them, they really are. But to me, they've lost the reality of what really is important, and they're about to lose their freedom to even discover those things at this point.
I ask you a last question, and that is, how would you like to be seen or remembered in future years when people look back and you think about the thrust of your work? What is it that you would like to be best remembered for?
I think I would like to be remembered like Paul Revere was remembered. At a time when it was needed and nobody else would do it, I got on my horse and rode through the night and said, the British are coming. That's all. I'm not looking for any fame or any fortune. You certainly don't get rich doing what I'm doing. And infamous is probably the real word that describes what happens to you as far as public recognition in a world where political correctness is the theme of the day. You just don't do what I'm doing. So if anybody wants to remember me, I would certainly be pleased if they just remembered I did what was the responsible and the right thing to do at a time when nobody else had the guts to do it.
Tick, tick, boom. And that's what we do here, right here on the MG Show. Bill, you are remembered. Shady Groove, that one just, because I kind of wrote that song about how it's kind of been in my life for the past 7 or so years. Family issues. It's hard to find someone, friends. It's hard to find stuff in your life. And when you go to these parties, all they're talking about is kindergarten stuff, surface level stuff. And, I can hang, but if they ask me a question, I tell them the truth. Their eyes glaze over like it's part of the programming. But I'm not going to stop, Shady. We're not going to stop. And they will be here. And I do have people in my life, friends that I went to grade school with, are now seeing it as well. And I'm here for them. I'm here for anyone that now sees it, because there will be a time when the mainstream media can't hide it anymore. And that time is coming, Shady.
The time is quickly approaching, sir. I'm actually extremely glad that you played that today, because it fits so perfectly with the message of this show and to understand what it is that we're doing. If Bill Cooper was here today, and I just want to tell you guys this, maybe you don't believe me, if he were alive today, he would be part of MAGA. Okay? He would not be like Alex Jones. He would not be like Mark Passio or David Icke or the Crow House guy or any of these other people. Jeff Rentz is another one. All these old conspiracy guys that are trying to tell you that Donald Trump is exactly like everybody else, that he's part of the New World Order establishment and ushering in all this stuff. Bill Cooper would be standing up to those people like we are. There would be no difference. I guarantee you that. You can disagree with me, and that is fine. But for me, personally, on my own, I started a YouTube channel. I started a show called The Q Lounge Live. My YouTube channel was taken down. My YouTube channel was restored. And you go to my YouTube channel right now, and none of the over 100 episodes that I produced on my channel is there. I didn't take any of those down. I didn't take one of those down. But now I was building an archaeological record for what was happening at the time and seaming it up with exactly what was going on in current events and showcasing how these different things were connected to the established order that is trying to take away your peace. They're trying to take away your camaraderie. They're trying to take away your connection. They're trying to take away your love. They're trying to take away everything, and they're trying to put cynicism in its place. And I brought a broadcast to you that took away that cynicism, that did what Bill Cooper was doing, which was Bill Cooper eroded my cynicism. Okay? Now I just want to tell you, I had it too. I was cynical, way down deep in the bottom. Like, I thought it was all lost. I thought it was no good. I thought America should be probably shit canned at one point in my life. That guy right there brought me back. He brought me back from the brink. He brought me back from this disgusting atheistic mindset that I had been trained with in school. I was raised a Christian, and I abandoned all of it for this nonsense that they programmed me with. And Bill Cooper brought me back. He said, listen, Patriot, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you believing things that aren't true? Why are you hearing narratives instead of listening for the truth?
Right.
And he was able to do that on terrestrial radio. And I would listen on Sunday nights on Alan Handelman and a number of other places. And then he started doing his own show on shortwave. And I would listen every night. And I know in my heart that man would be right here. We would have him on his show. We would have him on the show getting his take on things all the time because he understood. He would have read the Q drops like we did, and he would have understood how the information was being disseminated, and he would have understood the value of the anonymity. What happens is all of these other people like Scott McMahon and all these other nonsensical people, they don't recognize the value of the anonymity in a world of complete clown control.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, and we're seeing it, guys. And they censored this show too on YouTube. They censored all of it because of Q. They changed their terms and services because Media Matters did a report on people that are talking about Q. So they changed their terms of service to get us off, Shady. Why? I mean, we're not talking about Bigfoot.
I never mentioned, I wasn't talking about, like, they try to say that I was racist because I'm talking about the bloodlines, but all of these people that are overtly racist talking about the Jewish thing and all this nonsense.
Yeah, well, that's not racist, right?
That's free to roam on YouTube now.
Yeah, it is.
So, hold on to your hats because it's coming back.
And we're always wrong until we're right, Shady Grove, and it's been amazing. Breaking news, Donald Trump says the Republicans must do with passion at the expense of everything else, the Save America Act and not the watered-down version. This is a country-defining fight for the soul of our nation, Shady.
And how, watch these people. Watch him as he tightens the zip tie.
Yeah. It's amazing. And there's so much going on, Shady. There really is. There's just so much going on. I want to go ahead and this is a Q proof as well, Shady Groove, and it's ever changing, if you will, and ever getting more sauce, if you will, Shady, because the MG show called out Arabella Advisors back in 2022 of August. Was it?
Yeah, 2022 is whenever we first published that. Yep.
It's, that shadowy laundering foreign and domestic billionaires, with the 1630 fund, the New Venture Fund, the Hopewell Fund, etc., the North Fund, right? Q said they all have foundation and institutes for a reason. Stupid. Isn't that what Q said, Shady?
That's what I heard.
So didn't we connect the dots with Soros, Omidar, Hans-Jörg Wyss, W-Y-S-S, Hans-Jörg Wyss, right? And Neville Roy Singman and CCP ties and protecting, protest funding, ballot op subversion, because we called it the third pillar of election integrity because we knew that they were involved with the ballot mail-in votes and the ballot harvesting. Okay. So today, or just the other day, Shady, because I didn't cover it the other day, but Hawley had a hearing and he blows it wide open, Shady, of what we've been researching since 2022 of August of 2022. 60 million funneled to groups coordinating violence, biting fingers off and throwing frozen projectiles at ICE agents. 700 million cash allegedly flown out of Minneapolis. Foreign influence exploiting division. Shady, does this sound familiar? The MG show, this show has been right all along, and these proofs keep stacking since 2022 to today with our episodes and our threads, Shady.
That is right.
And check it out.
Alexander Hamilton warned that foreign powers would try to exploit America's freedoms to sow divisions inside our country. Well, today we are confronting a raft of allegations and reports that foreign influence and foreign money is making its way into the American political system and is financing activities that is not only destructive, detrimental, and divisive, but also potentially illegal. What organizations have been active on the ground in Minnesota? What can you tell us?
We have tracked over $60 million to approximately 14 groups, some of them national, others on the ground.
Where's this money coming from?
Networks like the Soros Network, the Arabella Funding Network. They'll fund directly some of these on-the-ground organizations. And we've seen this happen time and again. It's not just in Minnesota. The foreign money is probably the most concerning, whether it's from Neville Roy Singham or the Swiss billionaire Hans-Jörg Wyss.
You're telling me that protest, quote-unquote, protest activity we've seen in Los Angeles, we've seen in Minnesota, we've seen in other places that often turns violent, that some of this, maybe much of it, is funded by overseas money, including by this individual who has ties to the Chinese Communist Party? Are the majority of these protests spontaneous or more organized?
They're highly organized and coordinated. They've trained some 30,000 observers to get in the middle of the protests.
How would you describe the tactics that are used?
Doxing. We've seen incidents of violence against federal agents. One had their finger bitten off, and they've been pelted with frozen bottles, stones, and every other type of thing, in addition to directly interfering with legal law enforcement.
At the same time, more and more Americans are rightly concerned about the use of their tax dollars and where their tax money is being spent around the country. If you are a hardworking American taxpayer, you must feel so taken advantage of. In the last 2 years alone, nearly $700 million in cold hard cash was stuffed into suitcases and flown out of Minneapolis. 70% of that loot flows overseas.
It goes to terrorism, it goes to child trafficking, it goes to drugs. That's all funded by people like me that pay taxes.
His tax money is being used to buy other people luxury items, cars, yachts, whatever else, and is going to fund terrorism and child trafficking?
Yes, sir.
$1 trillion a year on this stuff?
$115 million an hour.
Listen, at the end of the day, this hearing's about a simple question. Is our government equipped to safeguard taxpayer dollars, protect the rule of law, and defend our institutions from exploitation? Because right now it sure doesn't look like it. And it's time we got some answers for the American people.
So again, your taxpayers' dollars being sent overseas to fight you and take your country away, Shady Groove. Isn't that crazy?
That's exactly what they've been doing. And, as a matter of fact, I kind of, from the time of Bill Cooper, I knew this was what they were doing. He explained a long time ago that this is how that they were using the NGO networks. He recognized this in the 90s, because this goes all the way back, when we dug into this and uncovered it was like 1981, I think, or 82, whenever they manipulated the law to where the foreign money could flow through the ghost 501c4. In other words, masking anybody that could see where these donations are coming from because they're claiming to be, quote unquote, apolitical.
Yep. We've been talking about it, and actually sauced it, right? And Cube posted about it as well. I mean, this is where we're at, guys.
Hey, Jeff, can I read you something?
We're always wrong until we're right, Shady.
We're going to be wrong again. You ready?
Uh-oh, yeah.
Because you've really done it this time.
What did I do this time?
If you want to believe that Trump authored Q posts and aligned himself with the movement that sowed the seeds of the anti-Semitism and the pro-Russia propaganda that is currently decimating the right, go on trusting the plan.
Okay.
Who do you think that came from?
Is that our friend?
That's our boy.
He's really butthurt. His little ego.
He's watching right now.
Yeah. Hey, Scott. What's up? Tell your mom we said hello. God bless you, Mom. We're sorry.
Love you.
We loved him, but now he's like, part of the Flynn network, obviously.
Well, I said that he was like acting like Ivan Ranklin, so he believes that Kash Patel is bad, like Ivan Ranklin. Now he believes that Q is a Bolshevik operation, just like Ivan Ranklin and General Flynn.
And those are talking points from the Flynn network.
And then also, like, you're coming out and telling me, like, you're all happy getting Dilly retweets. Like, okay.
Yay.
And Dilly, oh, by the way, I did get Dilly to admit yesterday that Roger Stone was his friend.
Mm-hmm. Well, we knew that.
There you go. So if you want to be friends with the Roger Stone, the political dirty trickster of Roger Stone, you go right ahead. Scott McMahon has showed me that Roger Stone has blocked him after Scott has decided to block us.
That's right. So You know, this again, here's another one who was on the MG show who clout chased us. Okay. There he is. Bye, Scotty. Don't let the door hit you in the ego. Okay. And then Dilly posts this, and we get, isn't that interesting, Shady? On the 3rd, Dilly posts this. And then on the 4th, he released his little.
Read that. I want you to read that for the radio audience out there so they can hear what Dilly posted. Then you can read my comment too if you like.
GFY at Warlord Dilly is your comment. If you followed my career, my podcast show, or social media account for an extended period of time, I'd like to ask you a question. What has happened to every single person you've seen publicly betray or cross me over the years? I'm curious to see the feedback. So then that happened, and then now Scott, right? Yeah, Scott was like, "Oh, Matrix blocked me." Yeah, because I'm tired of you, dude. Like, but you blocked me. So are you better than me now, or is this like? Okay, so you're like taking a little victory lap on social media, right? You're insane, dude.
I didn't block him. He blocked me. So it's like I was leaving.
He blocked all of our audience, too.
I know.
And he said that we send people to him. No, our audience has their own free will, and they go and call out your BS without us saying anything. How's that?
That's exactly what Ivan Reichland says.
I know.
That we send people. I don't send people. I make comments. The people read my comments, and they agree with me.
Look at not op Q even. Here's bigger truth. Extremely cowardly, blocking people over the simplest things. A gatekeeper at minimum. So he's calling us a gatekeeper, yet he's being called out as one, Shady.
well. The whole network is a flutter. I'm comfortable. I don't care what these people think. You can like me. You can not like me. You're more than welcome to go over and to think that Q was a Bolshevik operation and from the 19 whatever, you can think all of these different things. We know what you think.
Let's talk about Roger Stone for a minute.
Okay.
Dilly's friend Roger Stone, who he is controlling the anti-Flynn narrative for Roger Stone.
Yes.
Okay. Roger Stone has been called a stone cold loser by Donald J. Trump. Okay. Which is it? Does Roger Stone lie? Roger Stone says this. Sorry, real Donald Trump didn't fire me. I fired Trump. Because he disagreed with the diversion to a food fight with who? Oh, ex-MAGA influencer Megyn Kelly, away from core issue messages. How about Stone and Nexium? Do we like that, Shady?
Yes. Oh, no.
We do. No, we do. No, wait. No. Yeah, so it's good that he's with Nexium. How about that he's caught in a group sex ring? Huh? Is that good? Do we like that?
He's great friends with Dilly.
Yeah, this is Dilly's friend, guys. All right. Stone, sick, disgruntled person, has been placing steamy mate swapping ads, suggestive photos to him and his wife in swingers magazines.
General Flynn was on Stone's broadcast this week.
What was Roger Stone seeking? You're going to love this. Maybe Dilly fits this description. Seeking similar couples or exceptional, muscular, well-hung single men. Inside Roger Stone's swinging marriage, where he posted ads online and frequented notorious sex clubs with his insatiable wife, Shady.
I have people telling me that that's where Roger Stone and Dilly met, but I can't confirm anything.
Yeah. So Stone lies, okay? And so does Dilly. And I'm sorry. And bigger truth, I'm sorry that you fell for it and you're being used by the Flynn Network. It's hilarious to watch, actually.
I didn't do anything. We did not do anything. I made a comment attacking Warlord Dilly over his isolationism of Tulsi Gabbard, and Scott McMahon
and
got
now Cash Patel.
Yeah, and I was talking about that, and Scott McMahon got butthurt for Warlord Dilly, so he came to defend his sacred honor, and it got him into a mess.
Yeah. Here it is. Here's another one. Wow, bigger truth. Does Dan Bongino know what you said about Cash? I do agree that Cash has a ton of shady crap, not just with Bannon and Flynn, but worse, the CCP.
Oh, the FBI director, he's in with the cahoots.
Yeah, he sounds like Kyle Seraphin here, doesn't he?
He is Kyle Seraphin with that.
Wow. He deleted that post too. I got it, Scott. I got it.
I didn't see that it was deleted. Mine showed it was still up.
It wasn't deleted yesterday.
Gotcha.
But it says that it's not. Maybe it is there. But the other one was deleted. Huh. Well, anyways, you, my friend, Cash Yap Patel, name to remember. We've always stood by that, and we still do. This show supports Cash Patel, Susie Wiles, Pam Bondi, Donald Trump, Tulsi Gabbard. Okay. Trump is such a in control. Trump is in such control that these people that work for him can't do anything that Trump doesn't want them to do. What part of that don't people understand? Trust your president. That's what I'm doing right now. Anyways.
Well, that's exactly my argument. Yeah. My argument is that you do not have more information than Donald Trump, no matter what in the world it is that you write down on your little piece of paper.
Yeah. Christian Defender says, boobies. Yeah, I skipped over those.
Jumped right ahead.
I just jumped ahead. So let's just take a quick break, not a break, but let's take a quick look at what Jesse Waters said yesterday. This is actually great because we do own Iran, guys. We own the airspace. It's now ours.
This is again, we're going to talk about this every day. It's going to be okay. There's going to be a few weeks of this. We're gearing up to understand it, and we're gearing up to dig into the minutia so that we cannot be confused. We want as much information as possible so as not be confused about the operations that are going on there. And the truth of the matter is, we have implemented what you would think in your mind, like what you see in the movies as Americanism, like how Americanism happens in the movies, what you thought of it like before Iraq and Afghanistan. That's what we're implementing right now. Competence and precision of the highest quality. That is what we've called for. That is what we've asked for. Whenever we said, we capitulated to what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan, we thought that they were going to be doing brain surgery. And what they did was annihilation. Well, right here, is Trump able to do brain surgery as opposed to, quote, annihilation? That's yet to be seen, but the possibilities are still both.
That's right. Check it out.
Operation Epic Fury has entered a new phase, a shock and awe campaign to trigger regime collapse. U.S. forces have taken complete and total control of Iranian airspace, and now it's showtime.
The two most powerful air forces in the world will have complete control of Iranian skies, uncontested airspace. It means we will fly all day, all night, day and night, finding, fixing, and finishing the missiles and defense industrial base of the Iranian military.
This is twice the amount of firepower that we use in Iraq, and we're using next generation tech. An unlimited stockpile of 2,000-pound GPS and laser-guided precision gravity bombs.
I love booms.
High-powered laser weapons fired by the Navy are microwaving Iranian drones. And long-range, high-speed precision strike missiles are hitting targets with pinpoint accuracy. First time used in combat. Also the first time, kamikaze attack drones. Space Force satellites are detecting Iranian missile launches, then within seconds, blasting out the launch pads. The Pentagon's even using AI to develop targets. We're even bringing back good old faithful torpedoes.
I love torpedoes, by the way.
In the Indian Ocean, and we'll play it on the screen there, an American submarine sunk an Iranian warship that thought it was safe in international waters. Instead, it was sunk by a torpedo. Quiet death. The first sinking of an enemy ship by a torpedo since World War II.
U.S. Central Command has confirmed that over 20 Iranian ships have been sunk. The average Republican now owns more boats than the Iranian Navy. And we just smoked their crown jewel.
Last night, we sunk their prize ship, the Soleimani. Looks like POTUS got him twice.
We've knocked out their Navy, Air Force. Nothing's safe, above or below ground. A new nuclear bunker they were building just got obliterated. Anything can happen, but this war is off to the best start in American military history.
We're doing very well on the war front, to put it mildly, I would say. Somebody said, on a scale of 10, where would you rate it? I said about a 15. Their missiles are being wiped out rapidly. Their launchers are being wiped out. And, it's really a nation that was out of control, and they would have used it on us if we let them, if we waited any longer.
The regime leadership is either dead, missing, or cowering in bunkers. For us, it doesn't matter who rules. They just have to play by the rules. More on that later. They've been warned. The IDF says their next radical supreme leader will be a target for elimination, quote unquote. Every mullah is on borrowed time. We know who they are and where they are.
Also, yesterday, the leader of the unit who attempted to assassinate President Trump has been hunted down and killed. Iran tried to kill President Trump, and President Trump got the last laugh.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs says the Iranians are badly wounded and losing the capacity to fight back.
Iran's theater ballistic missile
the People's General
fired are down 86% from the first day of fighting, with a 23% decrease just in the last 24 hours. And their one-way attack drone shots are down 73% from the opening days.
Reports say Iran only has a few days of missiles left. We've heard that before, but if true, this could be a major turning point. Eliminating their ballistic missile program was one of the key justifications for the operation.
Iran does pose an imminent and direct threat to the United States of America based on the fact that they are the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism, based on the fact that they were rapidly and aggressively building up their ballistic missile program to give themselves immunity within their country alongside their navy so that inside their country they could continue to create nuclear weapons and nuclear bombs, which would of course pose a risk to Americans in the region, and even Americans one day here at home.
Today, the mullahs made a mistake. They fired a missile over the Mediterranean towards Turkey. That's a NATO ally. Fortunately, we knocked it down. The regime's missiles can reach Europe. That was too close for comfort. So now Spain's caving and letting us use their bases.
With respect to Spain, I think they heard the president's message yesterday loud and clear. And it's my understanding over the past several hours they've agreed to cooperate with the U.S. military. And so I know that the U.S. military is coordinating with their counterparts in Spain.
No one's more nervous than China. Half their oil imports pass through the Strait of Hormuz. And as of today, the U.S. Navy controls that strait. We already control the Malacca Strait in Southeast Asia, the Strait of Gibraltar, the Suez Canal, and the Panama Canal. The U.S. controls all global shipping choke points. A full naval blockade of China is now possible. Their economy's at our mercy, if things ever got saucy. So we're killing two birds with one stone. We stop the #1 state sponsor of terror, and we checkmate the Chinese. And on top of that, if this mission's successful, we'll control nearly all of the world's global oil distribution. So far, the price of oil isn't going crazy. Monday, it peaked at $80. Today, it's trading at about $76 a barrel, still below what oil averaged under Biden. As we're fighting the Iranians, we're also launching operations in another continent. U.S. Southern Command's currently targeting narco-terrorists in Ecuador. We're juggling ops in two hemispheres. This is the greatest demonstration of American power in decades. And the Chinese and Russians can't do a thing about it. And the whole world sees it. There have been no reported casualties over the last 48 hours, thank God. And we pray that God protects our troops and that Operation Epic Fury continues to be successful and ahead of schedule.
And it will.
Winning will continue.
G Brother says, we stand with POTUS. We stand together against all their schemes and lies. We stand with Jesus. God bless you guys in the MG Anons. Thank you so much. EMP Hands, thank you so much. I appreciate that as well for a subscription. We also had one here too. S-Bud, thank you so much. I appreciate the $1 Rumble Rat. It went away. Can't read it right now, but thank you. GRT Embrace, thank you so much. He hasn't seen our show. He did a 5-day binge watch on the MG show to catch up, and prayers for your health. Okay. I see that you're having health issues, and you got a lot of prayer warriors in here, and prayers for your health. Shady Groove, winning
continues. Because what you're going, like I said, what we're going to look for is we're going to look for competency. We're going to look past all the noise, and we're going to see, are things being done wrong or are things being done right? And we're going to look for the best possible source of information to look at those things. We're not going to be running over to Health Ranger and reading his feed of literal Iranian propaganda. I find it very interesting that these people like Health Ranger and Tucker and the Democrats and Hakeem Jeffries and the Palestinian people and the people that occupy the universities and all of the folks that I look at and deem communists seem to agree with one another about not standing up against the communists that are threatening everybody. Whenever there's a bully in the room, we have a choice. We can all sit down and let the bully us, or we can all stand up and punch the bully in the mouth at the same time. Well, the bully in this situation is Iran, and all of your political establishment have been slimy sleazeballs for decades, and they've not been willing to do anything about it because they have puppet strings that connect back to the intelligence agencies. And if you go running your yapper, then the stuff that you're trying to bury that the intelligence agencies have already let you know that they know about will find its way on the front page of the New York Times. So therefore, you'll keep your yapper shut.
Yeah. I see somebody saying Kristi Noem got a new position. I can't confirm that, but we know that Politico wants a pressure campaign to fire Kristi Noem. We know that all the people that we wouldn't trust, want Kristi Noem to be moved. We will wait for President Trump's decision, and we'll stand by that 100%. But for now, they're saying that senior administration officials are privately urging Trump to replace Department of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, but it's not yet confirmed, guys.
Very rarely are these reports accurate.
Yeah. We'll report on it if it does, That's what we do.
It has happened. It has happened a couple of different times. They've been right about some stuff, like maneuvering around the Ed Martin thing. They had a little bit of that, a little piece of that, but not entirely correct.
Yep. United States Q, I forgot to thank you earlier as well for the $10. You got an additional $5. My wife is absolutely happy as heck that the USA is helping Ecuador. She feels her family is much safer.
Yeah, that is something that we have not been able to. We did not get an opportunity to cover that. But yes, in the meanwhile of all this other nonsense, guess who's going after all of the clown CIA covert narco terrorists in Ecuador? Well, that would be the Ecuadorian police in tandem with U.S. intelligence and military officials.
Yeah. Mikey's saying Fox News said that Trump. What did you say? Oh, I lost it.
Fox News, something. Hang on, I'll find it.
That Kristi Noem
fired.
Been fired. I don't see it.
Fox announced Trump fired Kristi Noem. Wow.
Let me see. Fired. Let me use a different one. Trump.
That would be interesting. That would be a first.
Yeah. Considers firing. Preparing to fire.
Trump considers firing is all I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Trump mulls Noem firing. But remember, she was just testifying yesterday, guys. So all these hit pieces are rolling out.
Yeah, and she talked to you about that Biden was the one behind and paying the cartels to traffic your women and children, guys.
Conversations reportedly come as allegedly fume. I'm not seeing. Fox News is probably reporting that there are discussions of a firing, guys. I'm not going to speculate. We're Mull's firing. I got nothing that says he fired her.
Donald J. Trump post. Let me see.
A pilot fired. DHS.
Okay, we got it. So let's go listen to Donald J. Trump, and that's what. Thank you, Mike Hess. He just posted this on X, so it looks like it is true, guys. But let's get over to real Donald Trump. Okay, let's go look over here, guys. Okay, is this it? No, this is it right here. Okay. I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Markwayne Mullin, who I like, by the way, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security, DHS, effective March 31st, 2026. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to a special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere, and that we are announcing on Saturday in Doral, Florida. I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland. Serving 10 years in the United States House of Representatives and 3 in the Senate, Markwayne has done a tremendous job representing the wonderful people of Oklahoma, where I won all 77 out of 77 counties in 2026, 2020, and 2024. A MAGA warrior, a former undefeated professional MMA fighter, Markwayne truly gets along well with people and knows the wisdom and courage required to advance our America First agenda. As the only Native American in the Senate, Mark Wayne is a fantastic advocate for our incredible tribal communities. Mark Wayne will work tirelessly to keep the borders secure, stop migrant crime, murderers, and other criminals from illegally entering our country, ending the scourge of illegal drugs, and making America safe again. Mark Wayne will make a spectacular Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So, interesting. Yeah. But she's moving to a special envoy for the Shield of the Americas.
I'd like to read you the Shield of the Americas is referring to an upcoming summit hosted by President Donald J. Trump scheduled for March 7 in Miami, Florida, event bringing together leaders from select Latin American countries to discuss regional, we were just talking about Latin American countries and the narco terrorists, regional cooperation on issues like security, migration, organized crime. So it looks like Kristi Noem is going to be getting more involved in helping foreign countries in some of these respects that she's helped us. Organized crime, I just want to read this. For cooperation on issues like security, migration, organized crime, that's mafia, by the way, narcotics trafficking, and energy, while also aiming to counter China's growing influence in the Western Hemisphere. It's positioned as part of Trump's broader Latin American strategy, including a reinforcement of a Trump corollary to the Monroe Doctrine, that's sometimes referred to as the Donroe Doctrine. Confirmed or invited participants include presidents or presidents-elect from Argentina, Bolivia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, El Salvador, Honduras, Panama, Paraguay, Chile, among others, focusing on right-leaning government aligned with U.S. interests. The summit could lead to the formation of an America's Shield Alliance, a new regional organization to enhance coordination against shared threats. Jeff, this sounds like we're going after the intelligence agency's fake
bread and butter
government militants in South America.
Wow. And it looks like, to me, that's a promotion because she secured the border. Now she's going to secure the Western Hemisphere.
That's exactly what it looks like to me.
Stop it.
She's not fired at all. I think that's a promotion.
Yeah. Across the pond here, guys, I can't get Rumble Wallet to work in the UK because it's only available in America. I'm sorry, friend. But here's a wood chip for the wood pile. $5 Rumble rent. We really appreciate you. So
God
that's
bless
me.
You from across the pond.
That's very different than firing a Bannon or a Flynn, isn't it? Because they left. Okay. She's not leaving. It seems like
that's
the
a trusted
security
position.
initiative in the Western Hemisphere sounds like a promotion.
He didn't make her like ambassador to like Cyprus or something. You know, it's like, yeah, that's an important position. So, and it's right in her expertise of he's complimenting her, saying that she did great work on the border. So now go teach these people how they can control their border and get the CIA out of their country.
So the black pillars are going to turn it and make it all something different than it is. This is a great opportunity for respected United States Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. I like him from Oklahoma. And I like Kristi Noem too. I mean, and she'll do well in her new position. She secured this border, didn't she?
Need to make sure we get a good person in his place.
Yeah, I would say it's a promotion.
And that Oklahoma, right?
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma is the place to be.
All right, so we will support President Donald Trump's decision. I do. I mean, so far I can't poke any holes in that.
Well, what we just read is absolutely necessary. I could go get the post for you to show you all of the initiated government destabilizing coups that have been what's it been 30, 40 years now.
Well, the University of Chicago had the Americas, right? They taught people how to steal elections. They taught people how to overthrow governments.
That's 100% correct. And then they went out and they tried to practice it in the real world. And what you ended up with is a bunch of people that were so disheartened with their governments that they were willing to like get on some sort of train or bus or something and come to a foreign country and claim that they have claim asylum. So so in other words, the con works like this. You go in, you destabilize the government, you make the government crap so nobody wants to be there. And then all of a sudden, all the people that pretty much will vote Democrat no matter what, well, you grab them up and you do like Laura Silsby. You try to bring them all to America.
Silsby. My God. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Trump pardons Joe Klecko, Nate Newman, Jamal Lewis, and Travis Henry, and the late Billy Cannon, 5 former NFL stars pardoned today. Interesting.
What
I don't
were
know.
they doing?
I don't know. Lee Zeldin, Trump said Zeldin to roll back Obama-era climate change rule, and that cites a savings of more than $38,000 per American. No, 3,800. My bad.
3,800.
Yes, sir.
Well, that just got a lot.
I was too excited.
Wow, that was yummy.
3,800 is still 3,800. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye.
So I also saw the post that he made today about the mail-in voting and the election thing. You know, guys, it's like this is a big deal. Like, you know, they what's going on here in Oregon?
Oregon.
We could potentially, you know, he may need to disqualify the state's elections, everyone, because they're not going to capitulate. They're going to continue to try to vote by mail, and voting by mail should be disqualified in the system.
Yeah. You know how I want to just end with this because we're almost at the end here, Shady.
Uh-oh.
But do you know how Greg Gutfeld says, "In your face, Harold,"
or to Jessica?
Yeah. No, it's really usually only Harold.
Well, it is the Harold. Yeah.
Okay. I have a "in your face," Scott McMahon.
Oh no.
Here's Dan Scavino on your birthday, 2025.
Oh.
Keep up the fight and continue to stay strong at Tulsi Gabbard, at DNI Gabbard. Some may not understand or get it now, but in time they will. Nobody said this beep should and would be easy. Thank you. So Dan Scavino is part of the Q team. Okay. Dan Scavino said, trust Tulsi Gabbard. I think that I would listen to Dan Scavino rather than some dude in Michigan with his state all messed up. Spouting off about bullshit.
That's got me completely distracted because that post happened like 2 hours after my RV blew up.
Yeah.
It was like that was on my birthday at like 6:45, and that's 3 hours later.
Yeah. Soylent Goy, it's not an illegal war. You're sadly mistaken, friend.
No such thing as an illegal war, my friends, because you know what? These people have killed Americans over and over and over again. And George Washington would stand there and look at you and say, "Oh, so I'm not allowed to go kill people that have killed Americans now, you little booger."
Yeah. Oh, my God. So funny, guys. I love it. I love you trolls
illegal
coming in
war.
here. Get them, Pastor Shadowley. Get them.
Think them.
Yeah. And we got, don't forget, Alex, the authority, _authority Q is back on X. If you're not following him, get him a follow. He's a really good friend of ours. And we're so happy that he did that, Shady.
Well, it's the perfect time. It's the perfect time. Let's just say it.
Yeah, it is. It's perfect, actually. Gotta love it, right? And
I do. I mean, I don't have an ounce worth of cynicism or regret or whatever you call it, like second thoughts. I don't have any of that about what we're doing here for this country. I mean, we don't get to a tremendous amount of it. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. today told people that if you're going to study medicine, you're going to have to learn nutrition. You want to talk about music to Shady's ears?
Oh, I know. I saw that. That was
what do you want? You're going to teach people that their brains don't have any protein and that they need to eat some meat because that's why you're so stupid?
And my mom, she's like, I'm like making sure that she eats the right amount of protein. And I got to tell you guys, your prayers are helping. She doesn't have any pains. Her incontinence is going away, Shady Bruce.
Yes.
She's walking further.
Yes.
She's crabby.
Yeah, just like her son. I mean, wait, no.
Well, I mean, I do get it from there. I do. I probably get it. You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but Mama Matrix is doing a lot better, guys. Thank you all for the prayers. Prayers do work, guys.
They do.
By getting rid of Iran and the CIA and Mossad and all the networks that you Soylent Goys are, whatever, protecting, we will be a better country and safer for it. And it's also hitting China and Russia hard, Shady.
The Soylent Goys.
That's what his name was.
That's a great name.
Soylent Gay. All right. So, Alex, Authority Q, we're going to play this video made by C. Page, song lyrics by MG Music, guys. And you'll see Alex in the video here. Alex, and he looks a lot better because he's lost a lot of weight as well, just like I did. We love you very much, guys. God bless you all. We'll be here tomorrow, Friday. I can't believe it's Friday already. Thank you very much.
This is the greatest timeline.
Whew. I love being here.
I love this timeline.
See you guys tomorrow.
You have a choice. It's always been yours. A voice they can't silence, breaking through the noise. They pull the strings, they set the stage, divide us with wars, lock us in a cage. Race and class, faith and fear, they scream so loud, but we're still here. Through MG show, the truth breaks free. MG music lifts us, a rallying plea. Power to the people, hear the call ignite. Dark to light, we're stepping out tonight. They're losing grip, their shadows fade. Together we stand unafraid. Oh, power to the people. Oh, we'll never let it go. They shame the brave, they chain the free. Group think marching, but not for me. Hollywood glitters, leaders deceive, but MG show shines, makes us believe. Defend the chaos, push the dread. Nuclear whispers, words they bled. MG music plays a rebel sound. The truth is clear, it's all around. Power to the people, hear the call ignite. Dark to light, we're stepping out tonight. They're losing grip, their shadows fade. Together we stand unafraid. Oh, power to the people. Oh, we'll never let it go. We planned, we fought, we took the reins. Through the storm, through the chains. Antifa rises, fears their game. But MG show calls out their shame. Sheep may follow, blind and weak. MG music wakes us, truth we seek. God bless the brave, the heart sincere. From every shore, the call is clear. Power to the people, hear the call ignite. Dark to light, we're stepping out tonight. They're losing grip, their shadows fade. Together we stand unafraid. Oh, power to the people. Oh, we'll never let it go. Stand firm, be strong, the words resound. All men are equal on sacred ground. MG show leads, MG music sings. The people's power spreads its wings. Power to the people. Oh, power to the people. We rise.
www.mg.show. Boom.